Come on, Pop. There's plenty for you to do.
I did my work.
All you did was assign jobs.
As I said, I did my work.
Sure glad you gave me the ironing. I just love a freshly pressed shirt, don't you?
I love it better when someone else presses it for me.
Anyway, this is Boca Grande, Florida. Where are you going to wear something like that?
On a date. The women around here love a man who doesn't look like he just got back from fishing or a game of tennis.
Can't date much if nothing's open. No restaurants, no movies, no theater, not even Royal Palm Players.
I don't know. I have a date later tonight, and I'm going to wear a shirt and tie.
Is it a Zoom date? I haven't tried one of those yet.
It is.
Then I suppose wearing a nice pair of pants is out of the question.
You never know if things go right.
Right or wrong, this is too much information.
I just want my life back. A night at a great restaurant after a good round of golf, a couple of drinks, a steak, maybe a few more drinks. I can't believe how I took my life for granted.
I know exactly what you mean. We'd all go out after work on Fridays, and it was amazing.
What was so amazing? The fact that you have friends?
Come on, Stu. We're his friends, and we have been since we were kids.
Then how come none of you introduced him to a nice girl?
You think we haven't tried?
I think you haven't tried hard enough.
No one was ever good enough for him.
Everyone I fixed him up with liked him, but he's always too busy, married to his work, I guess.
You know that I'm here, right? I can hear what you're saying.
I thought Boca Bay wasn't letting anyone in without a mask.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I found you. Mom's with her relatives, and I just can't stand one more minute with them.
Who is this girl?
A little young for you, isn't she?
That's disgusting. I wouldn't date him. Darryl's my father.
Gentlemen, I'd like you to meet my daughter, Michal.
Your daughter? I'm your father? How come no one ever told me you had a daughter?
This is Michal?
She is.
Every time you blew me off for dinner so you could see Michal, I just assumed you were seeing another guy.
I did too. Michal. Wow. You're much prettier than your father.
Thank God.
People say that I look like both of my parents.
How old are you, sweetie?
I'm 22, just got out of college.
MIT. But she graduated with honors.
Dad.
Just bragging about my girl.
22. Does that mean what I think it means?
Yes, Pop. Remember that beautiful singer I fell in love with?
Patricia, the one whose parents didn't want you to marry her.
Because I was too old, too waspy, and had no spark of creativity.
I thought it was because you weren't Jewish. Patricia, right?
Right. Well, we had a daughter together, and we've raised her together.
Well, didn't Patricia marry someone else years ago?
Yeah, she did. When I was 10, she finally married someone.
Was he Jewish?
He was. He was terrific.
Was?
Yeah, he died last year. My mother still hasn't gotten over it.
Give her a break. Heart attacks are always a shock.
I know. And I'm lucky I got to have two great fathers.
And I've had one great love, my daughter.
Michal.
So can I stay with you, please? Mom's making me crazy.
So, how good are you at following directions?
Better than my father.
I thought accountants always followed the rules.
Only the good ones.
So what do I have to do to stay here?
Wear a mask outside.
All right. As long as it's not chintz. This looks like my grandmother's house.
It does not.
I mean my other grandmother's house.
Say, can you learn how to play poker?
Learn? I was the #1 poker player in my dorm.
So now I've got a grandchild with a gambling problem.
I'm right here, you know. I can hear everything you're saying.
If you can help me cook for these kale eaters, you're in.
I'm a great cook. You guys like vegan?
I think I'm gonna really miss those steaks.
All right. If you each eat a pint of ice cream a night, Instacart is gonna cut us off from contactless delivery.
Ice cream keeps my spirits up.
Hey, mine's soy, so it's not bad for you.
I could go through 2 pints and not feel happy yet. You know, I'm tired of being stuck at home.
We're tired of you being stuck at home too.
All right. Yeah. Well, I start my new job on Monday.
Job? You never mention a job. Do you need to drive you to work?
No, I telecommute. New York to Florida. Not a big deal on Zoom.
In my day, we had to show up in person. It wasn't a real job.
In your day, you were lucky if you had a job.
Did I ever tell you boys about how I got through the Depression?
You were a baby during the Depression.
They made it even harder to get through. We didn't have enough to eat. My father had to sell apples on Fifth Avenue. My mother had to bake cakes for her rich friends who hadn't lost their money yet. Being a baby through that. Now that was tough.
Well, you survived.
Only because I had good genes.
Then I guess I will survive this. Good genes.
Not those kind of jeans. I mean the jeans, the kind you wear. I had one pair. I grew so much that they looked like pedal pushers instead of pants.
Toughest thing when we grew up was not getting a date for the senior prom.
Well, you should have asked a girl who was in your category.
My category?
You know, ask for a 10 if you're a 10. Ask for a 5 if you're a 5.
I thought that's what I did.
You thought you were a 9? Margie, the girl you asked, was definitely a 9. Gorgeous, smart.
I thought I was a 10 and she was a 10.
Well, she would have been a 10 if her parents let her go on a date without a chaperone.
Yeah, her parents made me take her little brother out on a date. What a turnoff.
And you did that?
Don't you remember? He came to the school dance with us and kept running around and stepping on people's toes.
Oh, that would be a turnoff.
I thought she was worth it. As one of the school's top athletes, I thought her little brother would look up to me.
Top athlete? Really?
Really? Don't you remember I was on the basketball team? We made it to the playoffs my senior year.
We did. I mean, the team did, but you rode the pines. You never even got it off the bench.
Come on, face it, Darryl. You can't be a 10 if you're the only player on a winning team who never makes it into the game.
Can't?
You can't. If they don't play you, you lose points.
You're an accountant. You know 10 means you're the best. A bench sitter is a 5 at best.
Come on, Stu. He made the team. I'll give him a 7 just for that.
Maybe a 6 because he never got to play during the whole season.
Still, I made the team.
Okay, a 7.
Definitely a 7.
He's a 7. What does that make me?
A 10. You had the sense to turn out beautiful like your mother.
You don't even know my mother.
I know she's beautiful, and I know she didn't want to marry my son.
I think she wanted to, but her parents said no.
A kid who listens to her parents, not in my day, not in any day.
You know, she loves my dad. She still does.
That's so sweet. I've had very few breakups where the woman still loves me. Usually they just want my alimony.
Well, Patricia broke up with me.
Maybe you just had to fight harder for her.
Harder? I spent 2 years in court trying to pay her child support.
Well, my granddad said they didn't need your money. I think they were just kind of hoping you'd go away.
And leave you alone with them?
With my mother.
They sound smart, very smart.
So what kind of job did you get?
I'm working on analytics at YouTube.
Well, you're much too beautiful to be stuck working on numbers all day.
That's one of the reasons why I went to MIT. I love working with numbers, figuring out patterns and trends.
Another accountant in the family.
She's not an accountant. She's an analyst.
Too many numbers give me a headache. Why aren't you a singer like your mother?
Because I have a voice like my father.
Another nerd.
Don't you need to get some rest before you start to work tomorrow?
I start work in about 20 minutes. The first client, it was with a new team in New Zealand, so their tomorrow is right now.
Well, I guess this job isn't 9 to 5.
I'm just hoping it's not 24/7. I'd like to have some time to get out and meet some of the people in Boca Grande I've heard so much about.
They are very nice. But of course, there aren't many people your age. But maybe we can find you some Zoom friends.
I already have those. What do you mean? There must be some young people here.
Well, how old do you consider young?
20 to 30 is young, right?
It's so young, I can't even remember what it felt like to be that age.
I remember when I was young. Imagine being 18 on the A train on your way to school. I saw a beautiful girl sitting across from me, and I decided I was going to marry her.
Is that how you met Mom?
Of course not. It was New York in the 50s. No one spoke to strangers. No one.
Well, it was a nice story anyway. So where does everybody hang out around here?
At the Pass Club. At least that's what we did before this virus closed everything.
I hear there's a big group in the pool doing water aerobics every day.
You're kidding. Isn't that for old people? Oh, sorry.
That's who's doing it. Old people.
I thought Boca was packed with young people. My friends say they go to Miami all the time when they're staying in Boca.
That's the other Boca, the dark side, sweetie.
The one that's on the same side as Miami.
She may love numbers, but obviously she can't read a map.
No one needs to read a map anymore. There's ways.
Your ways is not my ways.
Everyone up for water aerobics tomorrow?
Oh, you bet.
Only please don't wear that Speedo again.
It is definitely a TMI bathing suit.
A what?
A banana hammock. A too much information bathing suit.
Finally, something we all agree on.